But given what women want out of a relationship...
Women don't know what they want.
Ah, here we go.
They don't. Women think they want things and then they get them and they leave the dude. Women don't have a clue what they want. I want a guy who's sweet and sensitive and takes care of my needs and thinks about me, but they're all out there. None of you are with them. Why? Because women don't want that. Women don't actually want that. Women want to be with a man they respect. Women are only going to enjoy the time with and end up feeling in love with a man they genuinely respect. And unfortunately, to be respected, some of the qualities are detrimental to the overall relationship's, let's say, happiness. I know loads of women who are with a dude they hate, but they respect him. Like, he makes me so mad, but here's the G. And they stay with him, as opposed to the woman who's like, well, he's so nice to me, but you know, and leaves. So women need to respect you as a man. How's a woman going to respect you as a man if no other girl wants you? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you're putting her above all your boys? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you're not here in the streets making money? How's a woman going to respect you as a man if you don't respect yourself or other men don't respect you? Respect is linked to fear. How is a woman going to respect you as a man if people don't fear you?
Say there's a woman in a room with 10 men. And all 10 men are telling her how beautiful she is and how amazing she is. And they're lighting her cigarette and buying her drinks and just treating her like gold. Then all of a sudden, in walks the 11th man. He takes one look at her and says, hey, how you doing? Turns his back on her and starts talking to his boys. That's the guy she wants to be with, the 11th man. Not any of the 10 men who were treating her well all night, but the one guy who couldn't care less. Why? Because for some reason, women don't want nice. They don't want real. They don't want to be treated well. I mean, not at first and sometimes not ever. And I think that's crazy. And I refuse to play that game.
Throughout the long term, I've taken in a few pretty insane things about ladies, and a considerable lot of these things, when I genuinely comprehended them, changed my life for eternity. I completely trust that in the event that you listen intently, they can change yours too. Number 1, young ladies love thrill rides. Perhaps the most insane thing that I at any point found out about ladies is that they totally love exciting rides. I'm not discussing the sort that you would ride at an amusement park. The sort that I'm discussing are emotional, exciting rides. Something that I've generally pondered was the reason ladies are so fixated on programs like the Kardashians. If you somehow happen to give a lady a remote, 9.5 times out of 10, she will put the television on a show like the Kardashians or some other show like it. Here is an entertaining story. Quite a while back, I knew this young lady and I needed to test her to perceive how invested she was in me. I took her to the film and I made her plunk down and watch an anime film with me for like 3 hours in a row since. In such a case that a young lady will plunk down and watch something besides the Kardashians with you for 3 hours in a row, you realize that she has vigorously invested resources into you. What you folks need to comprehend is that for young ladies, shows like the Kardashians are like a drug. This is on the grounds that the impact that these shows have on a young lady's cerebrum is fundamentally exactly the same thing. You see, as men, so many of us wonder why on earth do young ladies generally need to watch shows like High School Mother or The Kardashians, where the entire show is just drama. This is on the grounds that young ladies, as I would see it, love riding the emotional, exciting ride. To this end, they pursue the awful young men and the chads or the folks who deal with them as they don't have a lot of significant worth. For what reason is this significant, and how could it completely change me? It's significant in light of the fact that once I comprehended the power that feelings have over ladies, I had the option to quit being so unsurprising. I had the option to really comprehend the reason why things like pulling ceaselessly and not pursuing young ladies were so extraordinarily viable for truly making a young lady need to pursue you. Recall, these ladies will continuously be generally drawn to the person who can persistently keep her on a profound thrill ride. Young ladies will constantly succumb to the person who can keep her speculating, who's ready to spike her feelings in manners that different folks can't. This leads us to number 2, young ladies need to feel something. You see, folks all around the world wish that they had something like an expert key with regards to fascination. What I'm going to impart to you is basically as near this as you might actually get. Something truly intriguing is that you generally hear ladies say regarding an ex, for instance, is that they still have affections for him. One of the most insane and most significant things that I at any point found out about young ladies is that since females are affected definitely more altogether upon normal than men by their feelings, they pick men in light of how they feel about them. Understanding that young ladies work basically with their feelings permits you to be undeniably more mindful of how you are causing them to feel when they are around you. That, old buddy, is strong number 3. Young ladies need folks who have choices, and perhaps of the most insane thing that I at any point found out about ladies is that ladies need men who have choices, period. I recollect quite a while back that fantastic second when I at long last stacked 100 million gold mint pieces in Run Escape. With the entirety of that money, kid did I have choices. I could purchase basically any kind of protection in the game, and I could prepare my abilities way quicker than different players since I could beat through cash, such that different players essentially proved unable. In any case, those gold coins couldn't get me another hairline. What that large number of gold coins couldn't buy for me was fascination. So many of us who used to play computer games constantly, or who actually play them, wish that we could in some way or another exchange our in-game abundance over to genuine sense. Supposing that you had 100 million bucks. All things considered, you better accept that you couldn't have ever inconvenience standing out from young ladies. Once more, what you all need to comprehend is that ladies are customized to pick men who have choices, and the justification for this is really basic. At the point when a normal man takes a gander at a lady and chooses if he is into her, the primary standards that he will use for this determination cycle is fundamentally how great she looks truly. Ladies are such a lot of various with regards to choosing a mate. They will search for things like status and things like predetermination. As such, ladies need a man who is now pre-chosen by different ladies, or essentially a man who has choices. The thing with the young ladies is that they know when a man has choices, since they've been around an adequate number of folks who have choices and enough folks who don't have choices to know how these two sorts of folks act. Ladies don't choose if a man has choices in view of whether he is with a young lady. At the point when they see him, they know in view of how he acts around them. They take a gander at whether he does things like approve them continually or offer them the entirety of his consideration, or regardless of whether he worships them. Meanwhile, when you don't truly have choices, all you truly need to do to make it up is to basically try not to do everything that frantic decent folks accomplish for ladies, for example, the things that I recently referenced. Number 4, young ladies don't work that way. One of the totally most insane things that I've at any point found out about young ladies was the last piece of the riddle that the vast majority of folks are regularly lacking. The way that folks work is that we are normally visual animals. So assuming a young lady has a gorgeous face and a gorgeous body, we're immediately going to feel fascination for her. Yet, it doesn't work like this for young ladies. Assuming you're actually engaging, young ladies will feel some underlying fascination for you, yet the essential way that young ladies get energized, so to talk, is through correspondence. To this end, in basically any local area where folks are attempting to level up those being skills with young ladies, there's such an extraordinary significance put on what we as a whole know as game. Yet, game is simply the way in which great you can cause a young lady to feel while you are conversing with her. Young ladies, in a real sense, get a high inside the prize arrangement of their mind, just from talking or from speaking with others. Therefore, they can talk for essentially hours on in the middle between. Nothing has truly changed. Number 5 is a little reward that I will toss in here for you folks, and it's that young ladies simply need to have some good times. Whenever you all are around with a young lady, always remember that above most different things, young ladies simply need to have a good time. The explanation that they generally go for the awful young men and the players and the folks that are that way is on the grounds that these folks know how to have a great time. So the less exhausting that you can be, the better. So these are the most insane things that I've at any point found out about young ladies. You folks are awesome, and until sometime later, many thanks for watching.